What up, yeah? Good night, Kapeash. This is the Good Night Kapeash show where we tell you bedtime stories of modern day pop culture, everything that goes on right before you go to bed. Let me put you to bed, to bed, to bed. So, what's up, everybody? Hi, everybody. Welcome to another show. I know it's been a while since I've been live. I took a couple of days off. Yeah, I know how it goes. Things happen. We're taking off. Minnesota been going through some crisis. Um, People coming on the show are in their feelings. A lot's been happening, man. I want to start off by saying this because I know for a fact now certain people watch my show. I've been confronted on that. Hey, I watch your show. So let me start off by saying this. Okay. First of all, shout out to you, April. Thank you for joining. Let me start off by saying that. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining. Okay.
No problem.
Second of all, thank you for everybody that support my show, that likes it, appreciate it, and understand what I am getting put up against with this political. Shout out to all of y'all that watches me in that. And I don't share my content out no more. So when y'all come up in here and watch me, that's y'all genuine want to come see me. I appreciate that. Second of all, shout out to people who disagree with me, but understand that we don't have to agree with everything to have a conversation. Let me give them a shout out. Secondly, third of all, let me give a special. I don't understand why you guys are like this. Shout out to people who disagree with me, who get in their feelings. Y'all get a special shout out. Y'all that are in your feeling. Fire in the hole, right on, Miss April. Fire in the hole, y'all. But yeah, give a shout out to y'all. What I don't understand, and I was really good waiting on somebody to come out here before I say all this. What I don't understand is, like I said, we disagree upon something, but y'all want to go fully out y'all way to make me agree with you for us to find a common ground. It's like I have to go all the way out my way. I never asked nobody to go out their way. And I feel like I understand that sometimes I have to explain maybe 2 to 3 months to get to people here of what I'm about. But for those who made up in your mind who you are and what you're about, and I don't agree with that, shout out to y'all because y'all are emotionally pieces of shit. Ah, y'all thought I was gonna be nice. No, I just want to say y'all emotionally pieces of shit. And that's all I really wanted to say. I really got more to say, but I'm gonna continue on when I have other people up here to go into further details of what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Also,
like I'm lost for words. Like, what are you talking about?
okay, to break it down, I had Money Demon on here. He was
Oh,
talking about um, the recent incident that happened in Minnesota with the guy that got unalive who had a pistol on him. And you can feel that there were some words that want to be said that he wanted to get some off his chest. So, hey man, get off your chest. You know me, get it, say it with your chest. But I noticed once he got that off his chest, he went on his podcast with Doc, and you know what I'm saying, I watched like 30 minutes of it. And I was and what I realized is they deeply, well, not they, Money Deeply is really trying to deeply analyze me to figure out who I am, what I am, and how to get up under my skin. Amazing to me. Amazing. And I think that's just the internet. I understand it. You know, we all are different. People are like that. I get it. I get it. I get it. So I'm not knocking it. Okay. What I think is just a little overboard is that you can't figure me out. You can't. I may be predictable as hell, which is I'll give people the credit of ability. Oh, Kapeash credit is very predictable. Okay, cool. I'm very predictable. Never said I wasn't. Never said I was the smartest. But if I'm so predictable, you will understand, you would know that you can't move the needle of what I support. And I'm going to stand on what I support. I just got done talking to my consultants. I do have consultants. And I was talking to my consultant. My consultants actually said they see the show. They're like, yeah, we see the show. We actually sat there and watched it. It was just like, wow, we couldn't believe what we was hearing. I was like, yeah, I couldn't believe it either. That people out here was sit up here and say, hey, this is wrong. I believe this is wrong. But for me to move forward and this is wrong, I need you to 100% agree with me, or it's like my whole world is messed up. Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, April. I could be wrong. But I doubt that I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. I don't care. Prove me wrong. It won't bother me. And I think that's another problem that people see about me that irritates them is that things that should normally bother a average person. For instance, we all go outside right now. We see a beautiful flower. We see a butterfly on it, and the butterfly gets trampled by a couple of dogs. Majority of us would probably feel something like, "Oh, that's messed up. That was a beautiful flower. That was a beautiful butterfly. That shouldn't have happened." You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful. That was nature. And then there's a lot of us that would look at that flower and butterfly and wouldn't have no thought process, no thought pattern, no feeling, no emotions towards that. And I think I do fall under the second category, where there's a lot of things that go on I show no emotions to. And I will admit that for them that is watching, because I know they're going to watch this probably now or later, doesn't matter. I will admit I do look at things with no emotions. I feel like that's the best way for me to analyze things is without emotion. If I put emotions in it, then I look at things a little wrong, or I over analyze stuff because now my emotions is in it and I got to push my emotions to the side.
Right.
Okay. Now, I don't know, Miss April, if you actually heard or seen what happened, 2 days ago? I think it's 2 days ago.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not see what happened.
Or have heard.
I didn't
Okay.
even, you know, I don't have nobody. I haven't even looked in the group chat. I ain't even gonna lie to you, Michael. Shit. What's more like what happened? What was said? I didn't watch the show. I probably was knocked the fuck out.
Basically what had happened was a guy was protesting, I guess. I don't know if he was protesting. I'm not sure. But
I just got here. Are we talking about the most recent shooting in Minnesota?
I'm just bringing her up to speed on a little bit of everything that's going on. And yeah, that's basically, I'm just shooting a breeze.
So yeah, a gentleman was standing alongside of the road, slightly inside of where normal parking would be on a side street, and a border patrol agent walked over in their direction, shoved a female to the ground. The gentleman had a phone in one hand and an empty hand in the other, stepped in front of the border patrol officer, was then pushed, pepper sprayed, held down, and beat by 6 men, disarmed from a holster, and then shot in the back 12 times.
12 times?
Well, 12. It was confirmed that people went back and listened to the amount of shots. It was 12.
Because somebody was trying to tell me 2 to 30, and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I remember seeing that, and it was 12. It's because they didn't have an exact number, and they knew it was in between there. You know what I mean? But I remember seeing that clip.
Yeah, that was amazing. But so that's what happened. People have their opinions about it. You know what I'm saying? My thing about it is the fact, and I'm gonna get to the main thing, is people want me to feel some type of way. Their type of way, not my type of way, not how I'm supposed to take it. Not talking about you, Doc. Actually, I am talking about you, maybe probably like 5%, because you was one of the people that asked like, hey, you would have some type of feeling if you just say that.
Well, so here's my defense on that. You say you have strong Christian values. At the same time, you say you support the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, and the Fourth Amendment for free speech, right to protest, right to bear arms, right?
Right.
With you having solid Christian values, would you say that you follow Old or New Testament?
Both.
More. Okay. So
in that question, I guess I follow the Old Testament.
More so than New. Okay. So in the Old Testament, I'm very rusty on it, but in somewhere, does it not say the Lord wants you to love thy neighbor as if they love thyself? Is that correct?
Yes. Okay.
So with all of this being lined up, the Christian values on the love thy neighbor, the First, Second, and Fourth Amendment, right? With all of this being in account, you have a right to protest, which if we need to break down, do you understand that blocking roads, sidewalks, or major areaways to reduce the amount of commerce that can go through the area to bring attention to somebody is a normal way of protesting? Even though it is illegal, it's still rightfully supposed to be, you're supposed to be detained, and you're supposed to go through due process of law, right? You're not supposed to be violated, violently pushed away, or intimidated into doing what the law wants you to do. Do we understand that?
Okay.
I'm asking, because like, if not, we can go through and I can obviously I made bullet points for all of this. I went through and actually did what I haven't done in a very long time. And I researched, cited, and
I done been protested before, and I done been locked up protesting before.
So you get it, right?
That's why I can stand on what I stand, because I done been in those shoes of protesting before. I know all about that.
So you're rightfully supposed to be properly detained and have due process of law. And they're supposed to go through whatever channels, and they're supposed to cite whatever law, and they're supposed to charge you with whatever crime it is, right? All of which, guilty or not guilty, no one deserves to be assaulted or murdered for breaking the law. Is this also understood?
I agree with you.
Okay.
Nobody deserves to be. Oh, I think I'm on TikTok. Nobody deserves to die from protesting or something that they believe in.
Okay. So with all of this being lined up, the gentleman was out there exercising his First, Second, and Fourth Amendment right in the proper ways, with the proper channels, doing the proper things, right? Because that's what he was doing. He was there protesting. He was recording with a cell phone. He was out in the street. He wasn't even in the middle hindering traffic. He was just on the street, right?
All that stuff that you're saying, I don't know.
Well, the clips that you guys watched, because I watched you and Money look at it and analyze it. You guys obviously said he was in the street, but he was not in the middle
of the street.
He wasn't in the middle. I'm just saying he wasn't in the middle. He was off by where people would normally park.
No.
If I need to pull it up and I could show you, that's fine.
Then
I'll pull it up real quick.
Because I could have sworn I seen his feet touch the yellow line in the middle of the street.
No, not even close, Bubba. He was over by where the parking and stuff was. That was the Border Patrol officer that walked from the middle and went all the way over to the side, but not the gentleman that was recording.
Walked from across. You know what?
I'm about to pull it up.
It's amazing.
Hold on, maybe I'm trying to see what the video y'all talking about. Because maybe I did see it.
He finna pull it up in a second.
Yeah, I'm literally pulling it up right now. I'm just getting. All right, so this right here is the Border Patrol officer, okay? And this is from the gentleman that is in the car on the road in the far lane right here going up towards the turn lane, okay? Because it has a two-side turn lane. You can go right here and turn left. These guys can go up and turn left here, okay? Now you see this is another officer.
Stop.
So he did push him out the way. All the way over here.
Pushed him out the way for the simple fact.
Hold on, let me see where he's at. Because you might be right. Oh, hold on. That's the wrong side. Hold on. You might be right on the middle of the road, but still.
Yeah, yep, middle of the road.
Okay, so let's go back to where we already talked about. Right to protest. Blocking traffic is still in that. You still have to properly detain them. We talked about not being physically assaulted or killed for doing your amendments,
cool.
Right?
But in that situation right there with that person right there, for one, where are all the other protesters are at?
What do you mean? There's several of them all around. You got people on the other side, and then when you see everything pop off, you got people around them too. Like, it's not heavily, it's not like they got crazy huge population, but there's still people protesting. Right? Pushes them all the way out there.
Hold on.
And this guy's not pushing back.
Hold on.
You're good. My bad. You want me to pull it back up on here?
Because I thought that's what you was doing.
You're good. Yeah, I mean, this is where we stopped. All right.
Because I don't think April seen it or not. Or so.
Okay. So here, I was about to say, I'll go back a couple of seconds here. So he pushes him from the center, which, you know, he's just recording, empty hand, got a cell phone in the other hand. Oh, what is this?
This is just a guy. Okay, so
hold on, that's the one that's showing where the start of it was. That's why I pulled that one up, which is
so
what we needed.
My thing is the key word of you have to, and people don't like when I do this, but you have to look up the word escalate. What part of escalation?
Hold on. Why are we looking up the word escalate?
We're not looking at the word.
My question. Why what are we trying to figure out why the escalation?
You won't let me finish.
Well, I'm just asking. That's
let me finish, and you will hear everything.
Michael.
What? I'm just trying to finish a whole entire statement. It's just when I try to finish a statement, they seem to cut me off. But the reason that I want to look up the word escalation is because, yet again, there's two types of escalations. There's escalations without a pistol. You're not putting nobody else in danger. Without a pistol, and you're escalating a situation, hey, you know what I'm saying? Most likely, let me finish. Most likely, you're going to go to jail, maybe harassed. I get it, beat up and all that good stuff. And I'm talking about it from a civilian point of view. Okay. Getting up in an officer's face, that's escalating the situation.
Hold on. Did he get in that officer's face, or did that officer walk over and get him in his face to push him out the way? Because that man had his hands up, one on a cell phone and one moving to balance himself as he was getting shoved.
That is true. Right there. Right there. Listen to what I just said. That is true. Right there. That's not the part where he escalated the problem.
But any of that does not. What do you mean escalate? I'm trying to figure out why you're trying to nitpick at certain little bullshit to make it seem justified. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I'm not justifying nothing.
I'm trying to figure out why you're nitpicking at escalation. Can you tell me your specific point? Because you have a point you're trying to raise.
That's what leads into problems like what just happened here and problems like with the other lady. What escalated the problem? Because yet again, everybody, hold on.
Do me a favor,
everybody
KP.
keeps coming to me.
I asked you a question, and I would like an answer, please.
Michael, what escalated the problem is the officer coming up to him and pushing him and coming.
That ain't what escalated the problem.
So here's my question.
From my opinion,
you are going after specifics for a reason, right? There is an end goal here. What is your end goal? What's your intentions? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because escalation.
Hold on. Hold on. Stop. That's what you're talking about specifically. I'm talking about what is your end goal here? What are you trying to prove or disprove? What is your goal, KP?
If I can't use the word without you re-asking.
Because here's my question. You're dodging it. What is your end goal in doing this video, in reviewing this video? What is your end goal? What are you trying to prove or disprove?
I'm not trying to prove nothing.
You've already seen it. I'm just trying to figure out what is your goal.
Is the escalations of a problem. Everybody's looking for the de-escalations of officers and people, period. I'm pointing out what took the problem overboard. What people would look at, what people would look at and would say, no, what is normally looked at, and y'all are going to say, no, that's not escalating the problem. And I'm going to have to unfortunately say yes if we show it or if it's seen. But when the officer got, what did he do to the lady? He pushed the lady or something. He did something to a lady, another person. And when the guy got back in the officer's face.
So you're trying to basically say that the officer didn't escalate at first. It was the civilian. You understand how bullshit that sounds when we just talked about how the officer had no right to not only put hands on him and push him out the way when he should have properly called in and detained with a actual cited law that he could take him, detain him, and put him under arrest for, right? So the officer has already escalated it once, right? So that throws out that you trying to say the civilian does it bullshit. And then not only does the officer push him over there, then when he gets over there, the lady and him have a little dispute and he pushes the lady over in a split second moment. And the guy gets in his face to protect his neighbor.
Right there.
See, stop. Right you're literally referring the last three escalations of the officer for one single thing of the civilian. Stop.
Yes, because you know why?
done. Next subject. This is how biased your opinion is, and you won't even talk about your end goal. Your end goal here is to try to prove that the people there, the ICE officers, the patrol people, or whoever is there, law enforcement, have a right to do anything that they are doing. That is your goal.
That is not what I said.
That's what you're siding with, whether you like to believe it or not. That's what you're trying to get at.
It's amazing that you're not listening, because I agree with everything else that you said.
But you're trying to nitpick at a single thing that makes no fucking sense to say. That's the problem.
It's amazing that I can agree.
No.
And then
you're not agreeing.
Ignore the part that I agree, because I have a disagreement on something else that I see.
You are
not
trying
everybody else, not you, not how you looking at it, and I get how you look at it, but yet again, I disagree upon something. That's me.
Here, let me put something out to you. All right, you have a 5-year-old. All right, you go over to them and you it's their birthday. All right, little man, you're growing so big. You got some nice hair. Your toys are real awesome. You got everything going for you, man. But you're just kind of annoying. What do you think they're gonna fucking hear? Think they're gonna hear all that good shit, or you think they're gonna hear that? But you're annoying. That's what you're trying to do, even though you don't realize it. You're trying to nitpick at small things to try to sway opinion, even though it doesn't need to happen. That's the problem that I'm having here. I would rather go to the next topic, because I can already tell what is going to happen here, and it's not worth my time. If April would like to talk about it back and forth, I'm not going to argue with you on this, because I can already see where it's at.
That's the problem, and that's y'all problem, and that's not going to be my problem.
It's not a problem, homie. You have a lot of growing to do before I can actually talk to you about world events where somebody has to have empathy to talk about it, and you don't have it, homie.
I do, but yet again, it's just y'all want me to have empathy under y'all's circumstances.
Incorrect. Incorrect.
Correct.
I have talked to a lot of people in my life, Bubba, and you do not have proper feelings.
Just watch this show.
Suppressed yours for so long, you don't know how to feel them properly.
I have a lot of people that agree with everything that I said. In the last two shows that I have done, I have a lot of people that agree with what I say and what my stance is. Not like I'm trying to be a certain something. Not like
I believe you, Bub. I believe you have plenty of people that have that stance, but like I also understand that there's a lot of ignorance in the world.
You can call it what you want to call it.
I know that. It's freedom of speech, free will. That's what that First Amendment does.
And you notice how I show respect. I don't disrespect y'all. I don't talk down upon y'all and stuff like that. But yet again, that's a different subject.
Hold on. What have I talked down on you about?
Huh?
What have I talked down on you about?
Group. Huh?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. You said y'all, and I'm trying to figure out, am I lumped into this group?
That's up to you.
No, I'm asking you. Do you feel like I'm lumped in this group?
Do I feel? I don't have no feelings. I think that's y'all problem with me, is that y'all want me to put my feelings into stuff, and see, I don't.
I'm glad that you got that. See, this is where I was talking about you not having proper empathy. You just said, I don't have feelings. And you genuinely tried to just make us believe it, right? But then you just a few moments ago tried to tell me how you understand empathy. You don't, KP, and that's okay, buddy. And I understand it on such a high level that I'm just not going to sit here and argue with you. Later on in life, if you hit that revelation, if you do some microdosing and you take that journey and you actually do some self-discovery where you actually get to a point where you could feel again properly, Bubby, I'm here for a hard-ass conversation. I'm here for a long-ass conversation. I will sit there and talk to you for 16 hours while you were tripping and talking to yourself. I swear to God. But as it sits right now, I know for a fact that the reason that you have the stances you do, and the reason you talk the way you do, and the reason you think that you are handling the things that I'm putting out properly is because you do not understand the feelings and the emotion behind it all. I say that with utmost respect because this is just something that I have gathered and something that I have not only took my time on, because it was something I thought at first I was like, man, that's kind of heartless. You know what I mean? Like, oh, there's no emotion behind that. Why is he talking like that? That's like that's somebody who literally lost their parents at a young age and grew up with nothing and no one and had to scrounge for everything, right? You can tell the mental behind some people because I've seen it before, right? And I understand where you're coming from. But I think that you really need to search deeply inside about how you see yourself feeling versus how other people are telling you that they're feeling and how other people are actually feeling, because there's a lot. And I don't know how else to explain it, but like it's taken me this long and I still get it wrong at times. And that's why I observe as much as I do. That's why I write down what I do. Because like I haven't wrote down shit in a long time, KP. You were the first person that I've ever had to sit here and do this with in a long time. Because it's always a circle, a circle, a circle, a circle, a circle, a circle, until I get back to showing you the Venn diagram in the middle. And then even after I show you them Venn diagram with all the points that we have went through, just like when I went through First, Second, Fourth Amendment, principle of Christianity, literally walking through everything, and you still don't see the middle of the Venn diagram where everything connects.
Are you done? Okay. So, yet again, I understand feelings. I have feelings. I just choose not to use feelings when it comes to stuff I don't have full closure over. So when we go over these videos or things, tragic moments happen or whatever we happen, yes, I do go within them without emotions. I think that's the best way to
You attempt. We are
go
human
through.
beings. We are not computers. We do not have the ability to subside our emotions as much as
You
we would
have
like to believe so.
listen, I get that, but you can take the time out and say, oh, I feel like this, but yet again, I have to stick to certain facts before I get into my feelings. Because if I get into my feelings, I might overlook something or I might judge a certain way because my feeling was in the way. I have feelings. I felt a certain way when I seen that, but I had to take a step back and analyze the things for what it is, not through my feelings. And that is true. So I'm not going to sit up here and say that, oh, no, I don't have no feelings at all. And I just looked at that and like, bam, what happened? No, I felt some type of way. But before I go fully into my emotions and come on here onto my show and like, oh my God, my feelings told me, wait a minute. What are the facts first? What really truly happened? Let's gather everything up that I can get, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I might have to even wait until after the court, you know what I'm saying, with certain cases before I can make a full emotional feelings and get everything because I might not hear everything. And I'd rather wait before I just jump to conclusions of like, okay, I felt something. No, I just rather wait. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
Let me see. I get both of y'all standpoint. Honestly, I get where Doc coming from, and I get where KP. I get where you coming from as well. You know, Doc looking at it as, you know what I'm saying. I get it. You know what I'm saying, because it was not right. And KP is looking at it as if he was standing in as far as in like the sergeant's shoes, you know what I'm saying, trying to evaluate which parties were wrong, you know what I'm saying. In his case scenario, I don't think that he's, even
That's
though
the
you're definitely a coldest ass motherfucker, KP. I'm not gonna say that because you don't have a lot of
only
empathy for a
only
lot.
thing that gets me. The only thing that gets me about that is if you're trying to look at it in the eyes of the sergeant or the border patrol or the ICE agent or
Mhm.
whatever you may be, right?
Yeah, not even like, not, I wouldn't even say like stepping into like border patrol shoes. KP's looking at it as far as like, you know how you got the head of ICE, okay, right? And you're trying to see, a case is open. You're trying to see which one is wrong because both parties has to be heard. You get what I'm saying? So he's like, okay, let me step into these shoes. I feel like, as far as my standpoint of looking about what y'all talking about, just to have an understanding from both ends, you know what I'm saying, is that like he's looking at it as far as like, okay, both parties coming to him. Basically, if he was the person that was
He's
ahead
looking
of
at it like a boss, like he has to actually
type shit.
investigate and
Yes.
see
I'm
if,
tired.
and
I
I
just
get
want to get
that.
it out. There you
But
go. There you go.
April, tell me right now, even from that standpoint that you just gave, tell me
Yes.
right now, it doesn't feel like the person analyzing it when it comes to that side doesn't feel a little biased. Oh, but
Hell
he's
yeah.
escalating
Yes.
the situation. Oh, but he shouldn't be doing this. Oh, but so he just shouldn't have died for it. Illegal or legal doesn't fucking matter.
Right. And that's
Right to
true though.
And I would
protest,
agree
right to
with you on
speech,
that. And
right to
I
bear
did
arms.
okay, so did I agree that he
I
shouldn't
get that,
push
but the
that lady
question,
down? Didn't I agree with y'all on that? I was like, damn, that was wrong. Didn't
and
I
I
say
get
that?
that, but the question for me was, why are you trying to nitpick at escalation, hinting at a biased turn of view, right? Trying to hint that
Because
he was
I'm
doing something he
looking,
should have
because
been.
I want to look at what really cup runneth over. Because we looked at what led up, what was wrong. The cop was wrong. The cop shouldn't have pushed the guy out the street. The guy shouldn't have got maced. He shouldn't have pushed the lady.
Like we are all in agreement. Like we already know protesters are doing illegal things because that is a tactic you use in protesting. But they should still run through the normal channels.
All of these things, right?
I get that.
But yet again, I'm looking at where I'm like, okay, cool. When he pushed you out the way and told you to leave, should you have left or should you have stayed?
Are you required by law to leave?
I'm just asking.
You have no right to leave. You have no reason to leave, and the law doesn't say you have to leave.
Stay a certain foot away, like while they're doing duties, while they're at work or something?
Nope.
So you could be all up in their face.
I mean, technically, the officer got in his face. I don't want to forget that one.
I'm asking that. So you can be all up in their face while they're doing their jobs? I'm just
obviously
asking.
You can't touch them because I think that is considered assault. But I think, yes, as long as you do not touch them physically, you are not breaking any type of law. I'd have to look into it because I have not looked specifically into it, but I'm pretty sure that unless you physically touch the officer or agent, there is no law against it.
I gotta say this story for, you know what? No, we gotta change the subject.
All right.
I don't know. This is a news story that just the title just caught my attention. Can you drop yours real quick?
Hold on, drop. Oh yeah, my bad.
Okay. It's just the title for me.
What the fuck?
I was like, what? I was gonna save it for Monday. I was like, no. Let's hear this.
I'm gonna take a dab because, like, what the fuck?
I got to hear this.
Oklahoma pot and Chinese criminal networks. Turns out Taylor Sheridan's Tulsa King wasn't just TV fiction.
Who watches over the trimmers?
We can bring in more guards, Jackie.
That's not the point. The trimmers see the guards beaten and bruised. They sense weakness. What kind of message does that send?
I think you're overreacting a bit.
Because you're costing us money.
We need to put our differences aside. Right now, we have a common enemy.
While we're trying to kill each other, for what turns out to be no reason whatsoever, Ming is going to take over.
So you want or need my help?
No, we all need each other's help. That's why you're here.
Well, the truth isn't far off. A New York Times headline, behind Oklahoma cannabis farms, New Yorkers with ties to Beijing. In China, trafficking marijuana is punishable by death, it reads. But in the United States, it has become a lucrative sideline for some favored sons of the motherland. The analysis found thousands of Chinese-born workers and investors moved to Oklahoma for cannabis operations. About 10% of Oklahoma's grow licenses traced back to New York City. And up to 40% of marijuana sold in New York.
How far is it from New York to Oklahoma? Is that a hot skip and a jump or something? Am I?
It's like 10 hours to me to New York from Ohio.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know how long it is from
the distance from New York to Oklahoma. That's 22 hours. Man, they gotta be moving fucking weight. That's too long of a trip. I know. I actually drove that. I drove that. I know. And I know that trip now.
Is estimated to come from Oklahoma illegally. Besides the obvious, here's the problem. The Oklahoma state law says all cannabis operations must be 75% owned by Oklahoma residents. They may not sell out of state, and the law allows growers to plant unlimited then amounts of marijuana.
See, I know we're potheads, and I get it, but that's just a small little problem right there. That's just a small little problem right there. It's like, okay, we want you to make a business, but then we want you to grow it at home too. You're getting best of both worlds, but you got to keep it within state lines. Boy, you giving. I don't know if the marijuana laws is just giving task force just extra more shit to do, or whoever does the drug enforcements. Like, what the fuck, bro? Every time I hear a story when it comes to marijuana, it's always this business mixed with home shit. This is saying that business mixed with home. Well, no, this is straight saying trafficking. My bad. Trafficking, moving across state lines. But yet again, let them be buying up real estate and homes. Then, yeah. You mix it. Because that's what a story a long time ago I had covered was, and it was so-called with the China. China was buying up a lot of homes in San Francisco, and it was no residents living there. It was top to bottom cannabis. You know, each section was, you know what I'm saying, divided up and shit.
Recent farm bust led to the arrest of 23 Chinese nationals. Illicit activity remains a big problem, even if the growers are licensed under the legal medical marijuana program. And Oklahoma Attorney General, who is also running for governor, Gettner Drummond, joins me now. General, great to have you on the program. We actually met, you and I, several months back, and you brought this.
Okay. So I'm guessing this mic on his tie is to talk to the people in the back, and he talking to. I don't know, no. You know, since I'm starting to see that a little bit more on these news. And like, y'all
Well,
couldn't
yeah,
hide.
they have earpieces in, and they
Right,
got
right.
yeah, you
But
didn't
you
know
would think
that?
the earpiece,
That's
you know, come
always
on.
been a thing, dude.
Right, the earpiece. But it's 2026, my guy. That earpiece better have a mic up there. We should be able to talk up here. I shouldn't see that. I shouldn't have to see this on the tie. But you know, I'm wrong. Excuse me. You know, my bad.
Issue up to me at the time the prevalence of Chinese criminal syndicates in Oklahoma and the marijuana business.
Well, it is amazing. When we legalized medical marijuana in 2018, we experienced an explosion in marijuana grow facilities. When I took office in January of 2023, we had about 12,000 marijuana grow facilities in the state, and we needed about 5. And the vast majority of those were populated by illegal Chinese immigrants, part of syndicated crime organizations from mainland China, and Mexican cartels, principally from the Sinaloa coast. It is remarkable.
So, according to the New York Times, Mr. Attorney General, the connection, the obvious presence of illegal Chinese workers is there in Oklahoma. And I know that you've made arrests and currently have several in custody and others awaiting deportation. But the ties back to New York, that's really interesting that you have New York businessmen connected to the societies, the Chinese societies in New York that many suspect are directly then connected back to the CCP, all very involved in what you're doing there in Oklahoma.
There is a direct line between Oklahoma illegal activity, Flushing, New York, and mainland China, principally out of the Sichuan region. And that is what we're principally seeing in Oklahoma. And that's what we're doing. We've stood up an organized crime task force. And over the last 3 years, in partnership with Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics, DEA, and FBI, we have shut down over 9,000 illegal grow facilities in the state of Oklahoma.
Jesus, 9,000? How many states are legal? 38? I mean,
yeah, I think
38? No, ain't it in the 40, like 43?
Oh, it's more now. I forgot hold on.
43? Some shit like that.
50 of the 40 for medical use, 24 for recreational.
So on a conspiracy note, let me get our close up on a conspiracy note. They only shutting down these grow because they got no business interest in them. That's what my my after dark TikTok friends. That's what I'm gonna call certain groups. I got certain different groups on TikTok.
Right.
I gotta start dividing these people up. No, because I got this conspiracy theory group that like everything they do. Hold on. Am I okay? Help me out here. Help me out here. This was uploaded 3 days ago, right?
Right.
But when I look closely,
yeah, that's just the footage from October 7th.
Right. No, that's a day after 22.
4 years ago. Shit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Go ahead.
What you trying to say? I'm confused.
Man,
Was that yours?
Who?
I'm messing with you. I'm playing.
Hey. What is? Why would y'all bring up an old video to talk about something that's modern today?
They like the way the plants look.
That too. No, I'm really questionable like that. Why is we got old footage?
Yeah, it's well, that's great. The fact that this is a problem.
Okay, this is January 14.
You have to tackle. That is not great. And it's one of these types of crimes that is flying under the radar of public attention. And one could easily argue an offshoot of the legalization of marijuana and our immigration troubles from South and Central America and Mexico and as well to China.
I don't know. I feel like that story is suspect. For some odd reason, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't feel like that way. So they got Nicholas Iron, the sniper, talking about that kidnapping. I wonder what he said. I think I'm gonna cover that tomorrow. I'll talk about it with you tomorrow.
I will be switching shifts. I told you that, right? To like a mid shift. So I will have to set an alarm, but I will.
Yep. Okay. Oh yeah. I remember you telling me something about.
I'm working on a promotion at work. I'm going for either AM or AGM or GM. So
I feel it. I feel it. I'm just going for get the hell out the way. So Wonder Man is supposed to be dropping. It's a Marvel TV show. It's supposed to be dropping on the 28th of January. What's today? What's today's date?
27.
Oh, it drops tomorrow. F1 has released their cars and has actually hit the track with testing. First private day of testing was yesterday, and today it's probably going right now.
I'm sorry, for what?
F1 racing.
F1 racing.
Formula One racing. I'm really into it now because, for one, I mean, they have it here in Vegas, and it'd be right outside my job. I get to go to it. You know what I'm saying, stuff like that. I think it's cool. And secondly, I do like driving it when it comes to the like me actually playing a video game. I do like driving it, so I think that's cool too. And American got their first team actually in the race this year.
Oh, nice.
So I want to be Team Cadillac, you know, to support the USA, but I'm really not a Cadillac team. Hey, and first, what's it called? They was in the top 10 too. And
did you see this post from Caitlin Collins?
From CC?
Yeah. Oh, no. Caitlin with a K, Collins.
What happened?
It's saying that Gregory Baveno is expected to leave Minneapolis tomorrow per CNN and whatever other network that is. I can't. It says his public appearances did not go over well internally this weekend, including when he claimed Peretti intended to massacre law enforcement. So apparently there is talks of them leaving Minneapolis.
I have heard some things that I guess you can say it done got back to Trump that they not really liking, and that's all it takes. And a lot of people, and some people are saying, I'm gonna say it like this: some people are saying the best way to get to Trump is a bunch of people outcry.
I mean, there was already outcry from Renee Good, so it's.
I said that's why I said some people. That's why I'm not taking no.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
You know what I'm saying?
After so much pushback, you kind of got to do something, or else it looks like you're doing nothing.
And if he get pushback from his own party, I know he'll do it. So yeah, back to the F1. They are at their private thing right now. A lot of people are what I want to know how they getting the information, because this stuff is supposed to be private. Oh, he just reading articles and stuff.
Well, I was looking at certain, like, there's things going on like crazy, so I'm trying to catch up because I haven't been able to catch up. But like, you got the Republican, hold on, the GOP Minnesota governor candidate Chris Medill has dropped out of the race, saying ICE was a part of his decision. He cannot support the National Republican stated retribution on the citizens of our state, nor can I count on myself, a member of a party that would do so. So he dropped out.
Okay. So somebody, never mind. I'm not trying to change the subject.
The guy that defended the ICE officer that shot Renee Good is that gentleman, in case you didn't know. The GOP candidate.
Okay.
The one that he was the defender of Jonathan Ross for that shooting. He has now said that ICE is doing too much and he can no longer support it, and he has dropped from candidacy for the Republican Party of the GOP.
That's what's up. U.S. on high alert, Trump agents briefing.
Oh, I didn't even see this. Isn't this the guy we were just watching?
Who?
Hold on. Will Kane from Fox News? Or is that not who we were watching? No, he looks similar to the guy.
He might be.
Is that the dude we were just watching? Anyway, all I know is he went ahead on his afternoon show and he stated that we can't just go around calling anybody domestic terrorists, which is like abnormal for Fox News.
So NASA just and other odd, awkward news that I guess we definitely would not know about, and I don't even know how I know about this, but NASA just launched 2 things to the moon. I guess these are.
Did you hear about that one lady getting stuck in space?
Bro, you the second person that said nothing. I have not seen nothing about it.
So this lady was supposed to be up there for like a couple of months, right? It was supposed to be a short trip. She ended up spending like 9 or 10 months up in fucking space trapped because they couldn't get her home.
Okay, I thought Elon did that. Just got done rescuing some people that was like that not too long ago.
She just retired from NASA not too long ago. Hold on. Yeah, the lady stuck in space is what many refer to her as. The NASA astronaut Sunanda Williams, who, along with Butch Wilmore, was stranded on the International Space Station for nearly 9 months due to technical issues with their Boeing Starliner spacecraft, but returned safely in March 2025 after an extended mission. Their original short trip to test the Starliner turned into a record-long stay, during which they conducted science and maintenance before returning via a SpaceX capsule. So that would be from Elon, right? From SpaceX, or
SpaceX, yeah, that's Elon.
so that would have been from him.
So okay, because I could have sworn so yeah, I've been heard about that then.
Yeah.
So why is people just bringing it up like it's big news or something?
Because it wasn't circulating for some reason, probably because all the other bigger news that was going around.
Oh, did you just say she retired or something?
Yeah, she retired because of it.
She just retired though.
I think so, not too long ago.
That's got to be why it's been brought up. She must have just retired.
December 27th. Yeah. So recently, literally a month ago. That's why.
Okay. Okay.
And then she did an interview a day ago.
Americans can't afford health care. Boy, what are they gonna do with all these malls? Everywhere you look, malls are just closing and closing and closing and closing and closing.
Because they got greedy as fuck. They started charging way too goddamn much, and they thought they could keep going. They never changed with the times and tried to make things cheaper. They just kept shit the same and was hoping people would continue to pay. Like here in Zanesville, it's like it's something stupid. It's like $3,000 a slot for a month or something like that. And this is just in Zanesville.
That's crazy.
They overcharge like mad. It's dumb.
Oh my God. See, look, emotions. There you go. Emotions. 25 people died at the effects of the winter storm. That's crazy. Like you knew it was coming. And I don't know if this is
KP, did you just you just say I have feelings, 25 people's dead. That's crazy. And then the very next sentence was, but you knew it was coming.
No, I said, but they knew it was coming. Like they knew the storm was coming.
I know that. I'm aware of that.
That was just. I'm just saying that's still sad.
I don't know. I guess that just like as a person, that like I really just I don't know, that hit me differently. I don't know why, KP. I don't know how to explain this to you, but like the next sentence was they knew it was coming. Like they probably couldn't prevent it, KP. It was probably somebody who was homeless or somebody who didn't have the ability to
Yeah, I get all of
the
that. So they're
elements.
not going
So
into
like
detail.
for you to say that sentence, you understand why I feel that you might not be as in touch with the emotions as you feel you are. Like I'm not even trying to be a dick. I'm just trying to like get you to understand why I see things the way I see them. It's not trying to be an asshole.
I just don't think you took what I said and how you analyzed it compared to how I delivered it.
It wasn't even I didn't analyze it. It was the initial reaction. That's it. When you said that, like I didn't feel that you were showing emotion there. I felt like you were lacking it. You know what I mean? Because
I
your
don't
next
know.
sentence,
I was showing more emotions, but like, dang, y'all knew it was coming. Like, it was nothing y'all can do. Somebody could have helped or anything.
okay, see, that's where I misunderstood. I thought you meant like the people that passed away knew it was coming, right? I guess the way you were putting it out is that somebody could have helped because they knew it was coming. Why not go and make sure people were okay?
Yeah, because from the video, because I didn't listen to it, but showing the video, they showed all over the town. They just didn't show like the homeless people or people in the neighborhood. They showed everything. So
Right?
whoever the 25 people, it probably wasn't just homeless people. It was just a little
Oh,
bit of
or I'm just saying like circumstances be damned, sometimes there's certain
yeah. And I understand some people probably died naturally, hopefully.
right?
Now that I meant well, like hopefully it was just some natural. Yeah, like 25 people naturally died, chilling. Okay, that's cool.
But
Well,
I'm pretty
dang to
sure
get
didn't it say due to the elements?
yeah, due to the winter storm freezing.
So that couldn't be naturally.
I know that's what make it sad. But I can wish. Shit. Damn, dog.
KP, this is why reading's essential, damn it.
Stop reading. Because I'm looking at a whole
Look,
I don't know where this is at.
I like to read so much, KP, that when I go to take my trash out sometimes, there are whole binders from where somebody around this apartment complex is in college and they are taking massive amounts of courses and they throw away full books, like full $100 to $300 books of
Now
psychology
that's different.
books,
Yeah, now that's
history books.
different.
Dude, I'd be reading the fuck out of those. I'm not like I have not gone to college a day in my fucking life, but I'm telling you that I don't know who it is, but I need to thank them before they leave this fucking complex. I'm telling you, because I've learned so goddamn much from them for free. They're paying for it, free for me.
India doing a deal. Got a little trade deal going. What y'all talking about over there?
I do have, like I said, I switched shifts, so I do have an early shift, so I'm probably gonna have to jump out of here before too much longer.
Good night, Kapeash.
Good night, Kapeash.